Yes guys, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. We are back for another United Daily Live now. Usually we're at this time on a Monday, but today we're at this time on a Tuesday, and that is because I've had an absolute mare of a day. I've been all over the place, but just like always, you get the rumourator as you got earlier, and you get a United Daily Live every single Tuesday, and that is what's happening today. And today we're looking at the reports that Manchester United are the front runners for the duo Jude Bellingham and Jadon Sancho. Now, in the last couple of weeks, we've heard reports contrary to that, saying that Manchester United have been turned off by Jadon Sancho's price tag, and Dortmund are looking like the front runners for Jude Bellingham. But now we're hearing reports that are contrary to that. We're also hearing about Manchester United's game against Stoke City being called off as well. United were going to play a friendly today against Stoke City, but because their manager had a positive test for coronavirus, the game was called off. So that game did not go ahead, and United had another inter-squad friendly at Carrington today. There's other reports on Kai Havertz as well, although to be fair, there's conflicting reports on that too. There's a general theme here, isn't there? Jude Bellingham, conflicting reports. Jadon Sancho, conflicting reports. Kai Havertz, conflicting reports. And of course, we'll look at the other news that's in the headlines today as well in relation to Manchester United. So get your questions, get your comments, get your thoughts, get everything in here on AdamMcKola TV. Let us know what you guys are thinking about all of those things that we are discussing today. And where does that story come from in relation to United being the front runners for Jadon Sancho and Jude Bellingham, I hear you ask? Well, it actually comes from ESPN, who gave an update on Manchester United's training, and in that, in Manchester United's transfers, and in that they said that United were the front runners for Jadon Sancho and Jude Bellingham. But I'm not sure. Just because it's positive news, I'm not going to get carried away. Same way when I heard Dortmund were the favourites for Jude Bellingham, I wasn't going to get carried away with that. Now, let's deal with these separately. Everybody knows my opinion on the Jadon Sancho one. I'm quietly confident that Manchester United are going to sign Jadon Sancho. Quietly confident. In the rumourator earlier today, you know what the rating has been. It's been quite high. It's been quite high ever since we started doing the rumourator, and it's very rarely dropped below an 8 out of a 10. Everything seems to make sense with Jadon Sancho. The reliable sources are telling us United are interested, and that we've got the funds there to make a deal happen. Reliable sources are saying he's open to a move. Dortmund are open to sell. So when you consider all those things, it does look like United are going to be in and about for Jadon Sancho, and it's a move that we can make happen. Then you consider the fact we've got a number 7 shirt that's vacant, and we've got a right wing spot that's vacant. With no disrespect to Daniel James, but we're crying out for a proper number 7, a proper right winger in that team. And Jadon Sancho can be exactly that. So all the ticks are there for Jadon Sancho, and you kind of feel like that one probably is going to happen. And now they're just going to be bringing some jeopardy into it in the media. Oh, Dortmund want this much. United don't want to go that high because of the coronavirus pandemic. This, that, and the other. They're going to try and make us feel like, you know, it's on the ropes. But quietly, I'm confident about it. Like I said, I say quietly. I'm saying it on a YouTube channel in front of all you guys. But nevertheless, I do feel like that Jadon Sancho one could happen. Whereas Jude Bellingham, it's a lot more 50-50 because there's so many variables in this one. Now, Jude Bellingham could be open to a move to Manchester United. But he may consider, and his family may consider, which we've heard in recent times, they'll look at it and think, is there any point going to Manchester United at this time? When you look at United, he plays in a number of positions, but you look at United's midfield, we've got countless options in that midfield area when you look at United's midfield. And he can play out wide as well. You know, he's not going to start many games above Rashford. And if we got someone like Sancho, he's not going to start many games above Sancho. So you look at it and you think, right, he probably couldn't get that much game time at United. Or he probably would, but not as much as he would get elsewhere. And that's why this Dortmund thing is kind of lingering over the move. And then you also take into consideration that Jadon Sancho is a Dortmund player. United want Jadon Sancho. Now, Dortmund, if they actually want Bellingham, could try and play hardball with United and say, well, actually, you know, unless you step up off Jude Bellingham, we're not going to make a deal happen for Jadon Sancho, and try and play hardball in that respect. We've kind of seen similar things to that happen in transfer windows in the past, so that wouldn't surprise me. We've heard reports that Jude Bellingham's father is more, is more enticed by the Dortmund move because he feels that one's the better one for him. But nevertheless, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. He may consider staying in the Premier League, or in England. Sorry, he's obviously playing in the Championship at the moment. He may consider staying in England, but I still think he could possibly take that move. So you never know what could happen. But there you go with Jude Bellingham. I'm not as confident as I am with Jadon Sancho. I'm just checking out some of the comments right now. Nah, man, it's all good. These things happen in life, unfortunately. I'm very excited for the Premier League to return, Louis. And I can't wait to see Pogba and Bruno. Do you think we would consider letting Dortmund have? Yes, Mark, I do. Nice one for joining us as well, Mark. Now that's good news to hear. Not that the manager of Stoke is poorly, but we caught it before he even shook Ollie's hands. Yeah, Glenn, you have to look at those positives, and that's another headline that we'll go on to. But we had a friendly arranged with Stoke City for today at Carrington, and that didn't go ahead because their manager tested positive. Now, it's fortunate we got that before he actually got into the premises and got into the game, because that would have been disastrous if it was to spread to even just one of Manchester United's staff, because if that happens, then there's a possibility for it to spread even more. So great news in regards to us catching it. There has been rumours United are trying to get in a friendly against West Bromwich Albion this week as well. Obviously remains to be seen whether that one will happen. Guys, get hitting that like button, get commenting, get sharing, get subscribing to AdamMcKola TV. Remember, United Daily will be back at the usual time of 12 PM tomorrow, so make sure you're not missing it and you're here for that one. I do apologise about the later scheduled one today, but you're getting it, so there you go. How you doing, Skrill Mine? Just Abdul, thank you for joining us, even though you are a Liverpool fan. Is this just a United PR stunt to quell the Werner backlash, says Prince Varghese. How you doing, by the way, Prince? Thank you for joining us again. I don't think so. And I think what we've got to be careful of, our fans, is we get caught in like a little echo chamber on social media, and we think that reaches beyond the Twitter sphere. Sometimes it doesn't. You think the club are reading tweets about Timo Werner not signing for Manchester United, and you'll actually think they're probably very calm about the situation. The reports were United were offered Timo Werner, didn't push ahead for the deal because they've got their eyes on other deals. So United are going to be, well, we could have got him, we didn't fancy it. Chelsea have still got a fantastic, I'm not trying to put any dampeners on that signing. I think it's a fantastic player and a fantastic signing. But when you look at the players United are looking to sign this year and the positions we need to fill, Igalo's staying. Maybe a striker wasn't at the top of the cards. And regardless of who that striker is, whether it's Timo Werner or someone, it was just not going to happen. So you can understand it. You can understand it. Now, maybe if Anthony Martial hadn't been playing as well as he had been, Marcus Rashford, maybe Ollie goes for it. But in my opinion, I don't think Timo Werner was ever a realistic possibility for Manchester United. I don't really think that. The same with Kai Havertz. Now, we'll come on to that. Manchester United. Before I go on to Kai Havertz, by the way, the last new member was Keaton Ramesh. So thank you very much to Keaton Ramesh for rejoining AdamMcKola TV. HM Surf Parks as well. And Unyeme Daniel Akpan. Thank you very much to joining us. We're 21 away from that 100 mark. So get hitting that join button if you can. But as we were saying, moving on to Kai Havertz. And the Kai Havertz rumours, there is conflicting rumours again in relation to him. Now, he's been linked with Manchester United. He's been linked with Bayern Munich. He's been linked with Chelsea. Real, like loads of different clubs he's been linked with. As you would expect, he's a fantastic player. Now, today, Sky Sports are saying that Chelsea want to sign the Bayer Leverkusen midfielder. Timo Werner deal is agreed in principle. Ben Chilwell is a target. And Kai Havertz is wanted by Chelsea. Now, Leverkusen, it says in this article, have not received a formal offer for the 20-year-old, but it is believed Real Madrid and Bayern Munich have held talks with the club. So Man United's name does not even come into this article in relation to Kai Havertz, but his name has obviously been linked with them in the past. The other day, let me just find the report that I was looking at a minute ago. 1 second, apologies. So the other day we had a report in relation to Kai Havertz, and it was that United were working hard on a deal. This was Sky Germany today, sorry. Bayer Leverkusen, for Bayer Leverkusen's Kai Havertz. The club have made it clear to Havertz they want him and they want to build a new team around him. United is definitely an option for him. And this is originated from Sky Germany. There's been no real reliable sources on this side of the pond saying anything. And it just doesn't seem to me like this is a genuine one. Like with United being linked to Timo Werner, you know, he's a fantastic player, but it doesn't look realistic. Kai Havertz, for the same reasons, I don't think United will sign Jack Grealish this summer. Kai Havertz is another one of those that makes me think, are we just being used to stoke up that fire and get some more bids in for him? Because you can always see United's name being linked with players like that. Now at the moment, in Kai Havertz's position, Pogba can play in the midfield position, Bruno can play there. We're hoping to keep Angel Gomez. We've got a number of options that can play in that position. Are we then going to go out and, like, wouldn't we bring Jack Grealish in, who apparently was one of our priority targets? Is it because, like with Donny van de Beek, now I'm not discounting this by the way, and this could be the case for Kai Havertz and Donny van de Beek, so you have to weigh everything up and you have to balance it out. But it could be because Donny van de Beek was destined for Real Madrid, Kai Havertz was destined for Bayern Munich, and those deals were going to happen. COVID comes in, games get cancelled, TV money's getting rescinded, you know, all that kind of things happening. And maybe teams have thought, shit, we can't pay the money that these clubs want. So now these clubs and these agents are then looking around thinking, who else is going to be open to him? Oh, I know, Timo Werner was going to Liverpool. What happened? Liverpool pulled out. Chelsea then see an opportunity for them. Whose name was linked to him before that? When we heard when we heard Liverpool weren't willing to go over 30 million, it was United name pushed forward, and then Chelsea jumped in. And you see these patterns happening, and I feel like it's the same with Kai Havertz. Bayern Munich were destined to sign him. Not going to happen now. And so United's name's chucked into the mix to get some of the interest in there. Maybe he'll go to Chelsea as well. Same with Donny van de Beek. You know, we're linked to Donny van de Beek, but it doesn't feel like a... Now, I could be totally wrong about both of these, but my gut instinct is there's nothing in these two. And there's no real reliable sources coming out and linking United to Donny van de Beek or linking United to Kai Havertz to make me sit up and take notice of him. I just don't feel it. So I wouldn't take those rumours with anything at the moment, in my opinion. I would just relax. If anything, United signed Jadon Sancho, would be a great signing. We've kept Igalo. That could possibly be all of our business. Now, obviously, we could maybe sign another one, but it might be all of our business, you know what I mean? That wouldn't surprise me at all. So I'll just tell guys, maybe some of you will say, oh, you're sitting on the fence and that. Just relax a little bit. I'm not sitting on the fence with Sancho, but I definitely am with this. Bud the Red, how you doing, mate? United need to buy Sancho and Party, says Ilya. Tish, how you doing, mate? I hope I said your name right. Now Neymar's transfer is falling apart. You'll see he'll be linked with United this week too. Totally agree with you. Atif says we're being used 100%. Have a good night, Glenn. Thank you very much for joining us, mate. Havertz, I don't rate him right now. He's had a good season, but he needs to continue with that form. I would prefer Grealish or Van der Beek, says Ross Murphy. Should we play... Oh, I should play for... Cheers, FIFA 11 Black. Yes, brother, not being on. Nice one, Tiff. Thank you for joining us again, mate. As you can see, I'm going backwards through these comments at the moment. Thank you to all of you guys for jumping in the comments. Simon Carr, as well as another name that I've just seen. And as soon as I see names, I try and read as many of them out as I possibly can. But thank you very much for joining us on the show today. We've still got just under 15 minutes to go, and we've still got plenty more to talk about as well as we look at the report. Well, it's not a report, it's factual. United's game against Stoke City was today called off, but there has been links with a possible friendly this week against West Bromwich Albion ahead of the season opener, the season reopener for United, which is next Friday, or a week on Friday. AS Roma's director has been speaking again as I grab my cuppa. He's been saying Italian clubs have become somewhat known. Well, this is an article from United Report, so apologies. Let me find a quote from him. As reported by Di Marzio, Roma's sporting director Gianluca Petacci was speaking with Italy's Sky Sport and voicing his admiration of Smalling and also fellow Premier League import and former Red Henrik Mkhitaryan. He said the numbers don't lie, there have been 2 successful loans. We unfortunately lost Mkhitaryan for a physical problem for a little bit, but he's very comfortable here just like Chris Smalling. We'll do everything we can to keep him, especially since they want to stay here. We'll find out in the future if we are able to or not, but I feel the players are on my side. Now we need to wait and see how the situation evolves and handle everything. I have daily contact with them and I'm fairly confident they want to finish the season with us. So DiMaggio's report there. Thank you to United Report for the article. But obviously in relation there, sorry, lost track of what I was saying. But you get what I'm saying in relation to Chris Smalling anyway. And Henrik Mkhitaryan. Oh, Mkhitaryan. Mkhitaryan. So United's friendly was abandoned after a player, their manager tested positive for COVID. And yeah, that's pretty much all we've got to talk about today. Obviously, keep your questions, keep your thoughts coming in. Williams and Henderson possibly signing a new deal soon as well. So keep your thoughts coming in on that one in those comments. And I'm going to check out if there's any more headlines popping up while we're live on this show at the minute. Ajax have apparently lined up a replacement for Donny van der Beek as the United gossip does heat up. And here's a Sky Sports article on that friendly with United and Stoke today, which was cancelled. They say Man United were forced to cancel a friendly with Stoke at the last minute after Championship manager Michael O'Neill tested positive for coronavirus. The sides were due to meet at United's Carrington Training Centre, but the match was immediately abandoned without kicking a ball when the Northern Irishman tested positive, with United insisting none of their squad came into contact with him. United have been stepping up their preparations for the return of Premier League on June the 17th, with their first match back against Tottenham next Friday, and it appears the squad still trained after Stoke left Carrington. Stoke City can confirm the manager Michael O'Neill has tested positive for the COVID-19 virus following the latest round of testing on Monday, the Potters said in a statement. So if the testing was on Monday, you assume they probably got that result before they arrived at Carrington today, although I am assuming that he's obviously now going to have to go into isolation, all that stuff. The Premier League, in fact, had no positive tests this week, which was obviously good for the Premier League. But let us know, obviously, how excited you are for the restart of the season, but your thoughts on everything that we have spoken about today. Jesus Christ, Pie-Eyed Piper. Thank you very much for that super chat. I didn't expect it, and you know what? I wasn't looking for it. But thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. Stick that towards getting your car window fixed. You're an absolute legend, mate. Thank you very much to your support for the channel. I appreciate that. Car's in the garage already, getting absolutely fixed. Fortunately, I've got a cousin that was just up the road, and he come and took it. He tried to crowbar it. It's really weird. I don't get why you would do that, to be honest, because, right, it's open here, but if you're going to do something, like, do it properly, bruv. Like, get in the car, take something, or take the car. Do you know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? But seriously, mate, thank you very much, Pie-Eyed Piper. I appreciate you very, very much. I can't wait for the game. Come on, Manchester United, says Ilya. How many players do you reckon are going to get on the score sheet against Tottenham? Says 10. I'm nervous about that game now, you know. I don't know about you guys, how you lot are feeling in relation to that match, but I am really, really nervous about it. Before the coronavirus pandemic break came in, I was thinking, oh, this one's going to be tricky. Sorry, I was thinking, oh, this one's going to be easy, in fact. And now I'm thinking, oh, this one's going to be tricky because they've obviously had time to work. You hear about Jose. Now, whether you love Jose or not, one thing's for sure, he's a very tactically, you know, when he's got time to prepare for something and he's got players fit, you know, you'll probably have something up his sleeve. And he's apparently been living with his coaching staff. He's been, you know, getting involved with them, living in his house and working with them and working on things. He's been grabbing people out of their houses and training. Maybe he'll have them fired up for this game. And with Harry Kane coming back, who knows what to expect from this game against Spurs. So It's going to be a very difficult game. I'm really worried by it, but fingers crossed. And just like BMW Racing says, it's only Tottenham, lads. Cameron Lowe's also a little bit nervous. Nice one again, Piper. I'm not nervous. Spurs 0, United 3. 10 days to go, man. Cannot wait, says Titch. It is 10 days to go today, isn't it? 10 days to go. Wow, Wednesday, isn't it? 10 days. Then we get the... Is it Man City Arsenal on the first day? It is. Look at this. I love this as well. So on my phone here, it's added the... I don't know if you guys have got the calendars on your phone or you got the United calendar added in. It's updated the fixtures now. Oh, class. So in the next 21 days, we're going to have 4 Man United matches. And my car insurance expires. I sorted that today. Got a lovely deal on that. Get a COVID discount on insurance these days. Does anyone else get that? I got an additional like 30 quid off because of COVID-19. Is that because people are using their cars less? There's less cars on the road at the moment. I don't know. But yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's about 10 days to go till United play. And a week tomorrow when the Premier League returns. Cannot wait for that. 8 days, City will trash Arsenal. Imagine coming straight back into it and getting Arsenal getting spanked on the opening day. That's going to be lovely, jubbly, isn't it? Get hitting that like button, Momi, as just reminded everyone in the comments. Can we hit 100 likes? Thank fuck it's not a bus. It's only a little one. That car, yeah, of the last 4 or 5 years, I've battered it. I've absolutely battered it. Done like 110, 120,000 miles in it. It's been to every probably stadium in the Premier League. Probably a lot of the stadiums in the Championship. It's done an away day in Europe, was it? No, I never took that to Germany. We had a rental when we went to Germany in a car. But it's literally done 120,000 miles. I have seen some of... I need to finish that video off today. The house and golf one. I'll finish that off later on. Going to have a cheeky bet on United winning the FA Cup and getting Champions League, says Bud the Red. I've actually not bet in about 2-3 months. So I'm probably not going to bet. Try and refrain. But yeah. Martial 20 plus goals next season, says Anton. He can do it this season, can't he? He can do it this season, can't he? 20 plus goals. How much is he on this season already? 16? 13? 16? I should know. I'll bloody study his goal scoring record just in case anyone tries to say something. He's on. Do you mean 20 in the league? Yeah? If you're on about 20 in the league, you need a goal a game, as we've got 9 league games left. But in terms of 20 in all comps, he's 4 away and he's 2 away from his best season for United. 16 goals in 34 appearances, and he's got better than a goal in every 2 starts ratio as well when he does start. So he's doing pretty well. Anthony Martial, Marcus Rashford 2, Mason Greenwood 2, and one of the comments says, have you seen his bulk up? I have seen his bulk up. I've been trimming my hair at home, you know, just literally just going it all off, which is probably why you can tell a little bit that someone hasn't been at it. Martial, 20 goals this season, says Dave Worth. What formation do you personally want to see Ollie use against Spurs? I'd like 4-3-3 with McTominay behind Bruno and Pogba, but we could see Ollie switch to wing-backs. Thanks for the question, Josh. Possibly. I think 4-3-3 though. We did it, remember when we went there last year? And it kind of turned into a diamond at times. But Jesse Lingard was quite crucial in it. We had a 4-3-3, Matic, Herrera, Pogba. I'd see Matic, McTominay, and Bruno and Pogba. So, sorry, Matic or McTominay, Bruno and Pogba. So that would be what my team would be in this game next up. So yeah, man. Rashford's definitely going to hit 20. And we were gutted because he got injured on 19. It looked like his season was going to be up. Maybe his Euros was going to be up. But now he can get a 25 plus goal season and play in the Euros next year. I reckon Kane will pull his hammy again. P. Savage has been on his voodoo doll of Harry Kane, it looks like. Only way we sign a Havertz or Grealish is if both Lingard and Pereira leave, which isn't very likely. They both will, in my opinion. Yeah, especially now when there's going to be less teams with less money to chuck about in the market. How does Ollie set up now? He has 5 subs at hand. That's interesting. How do we think 5 subs is going to change the game? You know, could you see, let's say we play Brighton or someone, they go 1-0 up, they just, you know, 30 minutes to go, bring on 3 extra defenders. You could see some madness going on, people chopping and changing and flipping around with teams. It's going to be very interesting to see how it affects the game tactically, because we know managers probably they save subs so they can make tactical substitutions towards the end of a game, or if they need to chuck an attacker on or an extra defender on. But now you don't have to do that. You can make more tactical subs because you can, you know, you can. All right, if we're losing, we can now go boom. Let's go all. Let's put 2 more attackers on. Let's go for this, and then you can make 2 more subs if you get the lead or you get back where you need to be and revert back and protect your lead, and you've still probably got a sub left to do that. It's incredible. Like, it'll be really interesting to see how that affects the game going forward. More time wasting. Apparently, did you hear that since Germany have played their games behind closed doors, there's been more, because you remember there was like a stat where 60-70% of a game the ball is in play, the rest of it it's not out of play, and apparently the minutes of the ball being on the field of play and in play and not like going out for a throw-in or a corner or whatever, players wasting time, there's been more games played, more minutes played of a game in terms of football, if you understand what I mean. I'm not saying they played 55-minute halves. I just mean the ball was in play for more of those halves. Rafe says, so Adam, do you said a number 6 is important, but you think we need one if Pogba with Scott, Fred sits? That's true, because when I think of a 4-3-3, I think of a single pivot with, you know, 1 sitting and the 2 in front of him. You're thinking the other way around, aren't you? So you could do that, and it does it not turn into a little bit of a 4-2-3-1? Kind of, doesn't it? Do you get what I'm saying? When you play a 4-3-3 with 2 sitting, it kind of turns into a 4-2-3-1. Prince Fargaze, thank you very much for your super chat. He says, big up Adam, thanks for your videos. I appreciate you, mate. Whether you're giving a super chat, you're getting involved, you're liking, you're commenting, you're sharing, you're subscribing, you're joining, whatever you're doing, thank you very much for getting involved. I appreciate all of the support that we've had in the last couple of weeks, and it's only going to get better here on AdamMcKola TV as things crank up for the new, I say the new campaign. It's not a new campaign, is it? Bloody hell. Bloody hell. You can only stop the game 3 times for subs. You can't make... Oh! All 5 subs have to be used within 3 breaks. Alright, thank you for that, Nasir. I didn't know that bit. I'll have to do a little bit more reading up. I remember a stat about Stoke being the team who are involved in games with the lowest amount of times with the ball in play. Was that because Rory Delap was running from outside the stadium with his throw-ins? Bloody hell, do you remember him? When that was a thing. Rory Delap. What a guy. I do play pro clubs, Aaron. I play with my mates. Well, I haven't played in probably about 3 months, but that's the only reason why I use FIFA these days, unless I make a video for you guys, which I haven't been making many of because everyone wants Football Manager these days. This is a Seattle Seahawks jersey from when I went to Seattle in like 2015. It's got Sherman on the back. I remember I went to a game at Wembley, NFL game about, was it last year? It might have been last year or the year before. And Sherman was playing for another team, and I was thinking, oh, you're on my shirt at home. Now you're playing here. I think he was playing for another team. Was it Oakland Raiders he was playing for? Richard Sherman is his name, isn't it? Who's he playing for now? 49ers is playing for now. So yeah, there you have it, guys. Yo, thank you very much for tuning in. My voice is actually going now. I need to take a sip of this. Thank you very much for the super chats again, guys. I appreciate it, man. Absolute legends. Thank you to those guys that have joined us. Thank you to those guys that have, of course, liked, shared, comment, subscribed, and even if you've just tuned in today, I appreciate it no matter how you are getting involved on the channel. But big shout out to Pie-Eyed Piper, big shout out to Prince, big shout out to P Savage, Ilya United, Dave Worth, Rafe, Lee Davis. Who else is in here? Gonna fly through some names: Jason Gore, Steve Fletcher, Ross Murphy, P Savage, Manav, Joshua Mercer, 94J Reedy. Thank you very much, guys, for joining us. And if I missed your name out, like Bud the Reds or whatever, I apologise for that. Arian as well. Thank you very much for tuning in. Anyway, guys, I've been AdamMcKola.